Wow, it's a chilly day outside. A movie sounds like a great activity for the day. I should ask my good friend Lauren if she wants to come with.
Hi, Kristin.
Hey Lauren, do you want to go to a movie with me? There's a new movie in theaters that I really want to see. It's called 10 Things I Hate About You, and it's about two sisters, Kat and Bianca, that are in high school. Kat's not really into dating, and their father won't let Bianca date until Kat does, so it's about Kat's romantic chronicles.
Oh my gosh, yes, I would love to. That movie sounds so interesting. I have nothing on my schedule, so what time do you want to go?
Well, their showtime's at 1 o'clock and 2:30, so I think the 1 o'clock one would be better for us.
That sounds perfect.
Okay, I'll pick you up at 12:30. See you then.
Hi, Kristin.
Hey, you ready for a girls' night?
Yeah, I'm so excited for this movie. I've been waiting for it all day long.
Me too. Let's go so we're not late. Lauren, I can pay this time. I have so much money from babysitting.
Kristin, I can't let you do that. I just got a ton of money from my grandparents for Christmas.
Okay, thank you so much because quite frankly, I don't have a ton of money and I was planning on going out to dinner tomorrow, so I kind of need to save up.
Don't worry, I've got it.
Thank you. Let's go find our seats. So Lauren, what did you think of the movie?
You know, I actually really enjoyed it. What did you think?
I really liked it too. There was a lot of drama, but the ending was happy.
Yeah, it was really funny, almost like a comedy.
Yeah, Kat and Patrick were hilarious. 10 Things I Hate About You is a great movie. Very original.
You know, Kristin, it seems a little familiar to me.
Really?
Yeah. I'll have to think about it. Kristin, oh my gosh, I remember now. That movie is based off a play by William Shakespeare.
Who in the world is William Shakespeare?
You don't know who William Shakespeare is?
No?
Kristin, and you're sure you can't remember William Shakespeare?
Maybe I have. I can't really remember though.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about him, and maybe that will jog your memory. William Shakespeare was born on April 23rd, 1564. He grew up in Stratford-upon-Avon, a city only 100 miles away from London, England.
That sounds interesting. Could you tell me a little bit more?
Yeah, his family was fairly middle class while he was growing up. William's mother was able to read and write, and she's the person they believe taught William these skills.
Okay, I think I remember that. But what did his father do for work?
His father was a respected businessman who made gloves for the wealthy and elite. His high status eventually earned him the position of city bailiff.
I think I remember someone telling me that too. Did he attend school at all?
Yes, from the ages of 7 to 13, William attended a grammar school. He learned the basics of Greek and Latin there, but was forced to stop his schooling due to family trouble.
Yes, I definitely remember that. Then scholars don't really know what happened to him for a while until he married that woman.
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, Anne Hathaway, but she was much older than him, and it was a brief courtship because she was pregnant. They would end up having 3 children together though, right?
Exactly. It seems like you remember who William Shakespeare is.
Yeah, I think I do. Before he was a famous playwright, Shakespeare wrote over 150 sonnets, and his poems were cherished throughout the English countryside.
You're correct. It's believed that he eventually became an understudy and then a writer for theatrical productions.
Yeah, and he often performed for the royalty of England, and his theater troupe took many different names throughout his career.
Yes, they were called Lord Chamberlain's Men, the Queen's Men, and the King's Men.
Very original names. He even owned his own theater called the Globe. Despite some setbacks, it was a very popular place.
Indeed, the bard wrote an estimated 41 plus works over the course of his life until he died in 1616 on his birthday.
How ironic. Didn't he write Midsummer Night's Dream, Hamlet, Macbeth, and Romeo and Juliet?
Yes, those are just a few of his most famous works.
So which play did this movie remind you of that we saw today?
The Taming of the Shrew.
Oh. Oh my gosh, Lauren, would you look at this? It's the Taming of the Shrew, what we were just talking about. Do you want to look at some of the characters? I think there's about 6 that are essential to the plot of the play. The first character introduced in the play is Christopher Sly. He is drunk in front of a tavern when a lord decides to play a trick on him. The lord brings Sly to his house and forces his servants to treat Sly like a lord. In doing this, they make a group of actors perform a play for Sly when he wakes up. The play performed is The Taming of the Shrew, which leads into the rest of the play.
Our next character is Catherine, the eldest daughter of Batista Manoa.
Her sister is Bianca, and she is the shrew that the title of the play refers to. She is stubborn and outspoken, unafraid to speak her mind, and she can be quite temperamental at times. She has no interest in dating, and on top of this, the boys in Padua, where she lives, are not typically attracted to her, which causes issue for her sister, Bianca.
Her sister, Bianca, is the younger daughter of Baptista Minola. The difference between Catherine and Bianca is like night and day. When Catherine is stubborn and angry, Bianca is sweet and kind. She is beautiful, so many men are attracted to her and wish to marry her. She is ready to date, but unfortunately she cannot.
Their father is Baptista Minola. He is very wealthy, so both Catherine and Bianca have large dowries. He prohibits the marriage of Bianca before Catherine gets married because he is worried that Catherine will never find a husband. He is a very good father to his daughters, but he struggles with his eldest daughter and her intractable personality.
Petruchio is from Verona and comes to Padua to marry rich. In his search for a wife, he is concerned more about the price tag on the bride than the personality of the bride. He has a loud personality but stays very true to his motives for marriage. Petruchio attempts to tame the shrew in this play with his manipulative and dominant nature.
Lucentio is an educated fellow from Pisa. He makes his way to Padua to go to the University of Padua, but when he sees Bianca, he is starstruck and immediately falls in love. Unfortunately, he is not the only man in love with her, so he must be creative in his plan to win her heart. Lucentio disguises himself as a tutor named Cambio so he can spend more time with Bianca as she studies classic literature. His love for Bianca is pure, in contrast to Petruchio's love for Catherine.
The Taming of the Shrew was published in 1594, and some of the first performances were in 1593 and 1594. It was not printed until 1623 when Shakespeare's first folio was published. The sources of this play are believed to be Adam and Eve from the Bible, Socrates and his shrewish wife, and Geoffrey Chaucer's The Wife of Bath's Tale from the Canterbury Tales. All of these sources deal with the struggle between husband and wife. This is a remarkable comedy that centers around the potential marriages of Kate and Bianca.
Awesome! Now that we've studied the play a little bit, do you want to relax and watch some television?
That sounds awesome. What were you thinking?
I don't know. I think I'll do some channel surfing. Oh my gosh, Kristin! A production of The Taming of the Shrew is on PBS right now. Should we watch it?
Yeah? Oh, look, it started a half hour ago, but I've seen it before so I can fill you in. I think I'm just going to reference this book to make sure I get my facts right. So it starts with Christopher Sly, the drunk man, who's picked up by the Lord and brought back to the Lord's place. When he wakes up, he's being treated like a lord.
He's treated like a lord even though he's just a drunk mess?
Yeah, the Lord wanted to play a trick on him, so he ordered the servants to present a group of actors to him, and they begin to act out a play, The Taming of the Shrew. They begin in Padua, Italy, where Lucentio arrives to study. As soon as he sees Bianca, he is head over heels in love with her. He wishes to marry her, but is unable to do so because of her father's rules. Baptista Minola, the father, prohibits Bianca from dating until his other daughter, Kate, has found a husband. He put this plan in place because Kate does not have the most agreeable personality, so he worries that she won't find a husband.
Wow, he seems like such a strict dad.
That may be, but he's just looking out for the well-being of his daughters. Back to the plot. Bianca has many suitors, but they know that she cannot be wed until her sister is, so they begin to scheme about ways to get her to choose them. Lucentio disguises himself as a tutor named Cambio, so he can get close to Bianca, and Hortensio, another one of her suitors, disguises himself as a music tutor named Licio, so he can get close to Bianca. Gremio, the older one of the three suitors, hires Lucentio, or Cambio as he's disguised as, to tutor Bianca because he's trying to please her father by making her have more tutors.
That sounds like a very messy situation.
Yeah, especially when the servants are forced to play the bosses because they're disguised as other people. When Petruchio comes into town, he's focused on one thing and one thing only, marrying for money. His friends, the suitors that are trying to win Bianca's heart, advise him to marry Kate as she has a large dowry. He agrees, and Baptista Minola allows him to marry his daughter. He enthusiastically encourages this relationship, so Petruchio goes to court Kate. Let's tune in. That's where they are right now.
Good morrow, Kate, for that's your name I hear.
Well, have you heard but something hard of hearing? They call me Catherine that do talk of me.
You lie in faith, for you are called plain Kate, the bony Kate, and Kate the curse. But Kate the prettiest Kate in the Christendom. Kate, the Kate of Hall, my super dainty Kate, the daintiest of all the Kates. And therefore, Kate, take this of me, Kate of my constellation, hearing thy mildest praise in every time thy virtues spoke of, thy beauty sounded, yet not so deeply are thee belong. I myself am moved to woo thee to be my wife.
Moved in good time, let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at first, you were immovable.
Why, what's immovable?
A joint stool.
Thou hast come and sit on me.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Women are made to bear, and so are you.
No such jadeth me, you mean.
Alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee, for knowing thy to be young and light.
Too light for such a swain to catch, and yet as heavy as my weight should be.
Should be buzz.
Well ta'en and like a buzzard.
Oh, slow-winged turtle, shall buzzard take thee?
Ay, for a turtle as he takes a buzzard.
Come, you wasp, I faith you are to anger.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
My remedy is then to pluck it out.
As if the fool could find it where it lies.
Who knows not where a wasp does his stinger? In his tail?
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours, and if you talk of tails, so farewell.
What? With my tongue in your tail? Nay, come again, good Kate. I am a gentleman.
That I'll try.
I swear I'll cuff you if you strike me again.
So may you lose your arms if you strike me again. You are no gentleman, and if no gentleman, why, then no arms.
A herald, Kate. Oh, put me in thy books.
What is your crest? A coxcomb?
A combless cox, so Kate will be my hen.
No cock of mine, you crow too like a craven.
Nay, come, Kate, come. You must not look so sour.
It is my fashion when I see a crab.
Why, there's no crab, and therefore look not sour.
There is.
Then show it me.
Had I a glass, I would.
What, you mean my face?
Well, aimed of such a young one.
Now, by St. George, I am too young for you.
Yet you are withered.
'Tis with cares.
I care not.
Nay, hear you, Kate, in the sooth you scape no so.
I chafe you if I tarry. Let me go.
No, not a whit. I find you passing gentle. 'Twas told me you were rough, and coy, and sullen. And now I find that report a very liar. For thou art pleasant, gamesome, passing courteous, but slow in speech, yet sweet as summertime flowers. Thou cannot frown, thou cannot not look aghast, nor bite the lip as angry wenches will. Nor hast thou pleased to cross in talk, but thou with mildest entertainest thy wounders with gentle conference, soft and affable. Why does the world report that Kate doth limp? Or slanderous world, Kate, like the hazel twig, is straight and slender, and as brown in hue and hazelnuts, and as sweeter than thy kernels. Of let me see thy walk, thou does not halt.
Go, fool, and whom thou keep'st command.
Did ever Dion so become a grove, as Kate this chamber with her princely gait? Oh, be thou Dion, and let her be Kate, and then let Kate be chaste, and Dion be sportful.
Where did you study all this godly speech?
It is extempore from my mother's wit.
A witty mother, witless else her son.
Am I not wise?
Yes, keep you warm.
Marry, so I mean, sweet Kate, in thy bed, and therefore setting all this chat aside, thus in plain terms, your father hath consented, and you shall be my wife, and for your dowries agreed on, and you will nil you. I will marry you. Now, Kate, I am your husband, for your turn. For by this light, and whereby I see thy beauty that doth make me like thee, well, thou must be married to no man but me, for I am he, born to tame you, Kate, and I will bring you from a wild Kate to a Kate conformal, as other household Kates. Here comes your father. Never make denial. I must and will have Catherine to be my wife.
This scene is crucial to the development of the plot. Kate acts quite aggressively and disobediently while talking to Petruchio. Petruchio is attempting to woo Kate, however, she remains willful and resistant of his advances. Petruchio clearly points out that despite her best effort, Kate's father has already agreed to marry off to Petruchio, therefore Kate's shrewish acts are fruitless. Kate remains rebellious for only a small portion of their marriage. She eventually subdues to Petruchio's influence. This scene is one example of the power struggle that occurs between Petruchio and Kate. Eventually the authority wavers all to Petruchio.
Following this section, Baptista allows Kate to marry Petruchio, so they pick a day to get married. Because Kate is set to be wed, Baptista allows Bianca to be married to the richest of her suitors.
On the day of Kate and Petruchio's wedding, Petruchio is late and causes a large scene when he finally arrives. Before the reception begins, he whisks Kate away back to his house, where he begins the taming. Bianca decides to marry Lucentio, and on the way to that wedding, Petruchio, walking alongside Catherine, succeeds in taming her, as she agrees to go along with Petruchio's madness.
Bianca and Lucentio try to elope, but they end up returning to Padua and apologizing to their parents. A celebration of marriage ensues.
At the celebration, Kate proves her obedience to Petruchio at the wedding by publicly preaching about how women should be extremely loyal to their husbands.
Wow, I really enjoyed this play. There's so much to think about. I think I'm going to call my friend Lauren to see what she thinks.
Oh my gosh, it's Kristin. Hi, Kristin. Oh my gosh. Yes, I've been thinking about this play all day, especially the themes. I think the themes of the play are very intriguing and thought-provoking. The play focuses on three main themes: the issue of marriage, social status, and gender differences.
The play is centered on marriage and primarily the potential marriages of Bianca and Catherine. This particular Shakespearean work dramatically shows the power struggle that occurs between man and wife within a marriage. The play is critical of marriage without input of all participants and paints a meek picture of what marriage looks like. In short, the play makes marriage less about love and puts a greater emphasis on the economic gain one can experience due to marriage.
That is a great analysis, Kristin. Although Bianca and Lucentio are in love, their marriage is only allowed to happen when he claims to be lavishly rich, which shows again that this play portrays marriage as more of a business deal rather than the unification of two lovers.
The play also highlights another theme, the difference of social class. From the beginning to the end of the story, social classes are clearly defined. Even the interactions between Christopher Sly and the Lord express the grave differences between classes.
The final notable theme in The Taming of the Shrew is the difference between genders. Women are viewed to be passive people who abide by men and their influence. The males in the play yield great power and dominance over females. This theme is so relevant as Petruchio's main goal throughout the play. In Harold Bloom's assessment of The Taming of the Shrew, he believes the marriage of Petruchio and Kate is one of the happiest marriages ever written by William Shakespeare. Bloom believes Kate is truly the one in control of her marriage, and her tamed attitude is more of a persona. Kate's presented fallacy allows her to be in control of Petruchio while still permitting him to believe he is in the power position. Bloom also states this comedy resembles more than just a laughable work, with its highly sophisticated humor and subtle messages. Each relationship that exists within the play is unique and extremely different from the others showcased in the work.
Some scholars believe this is a feminist play that empowers women to be fierce and independent. This is greatly argued, however, because some believe that Kate truly has been tamed, while others, like Bloom, claim she is the spouse actually in control.
I greatly enjoyed this work. I found the plot to be interesting while still very understandable. Shakespeare added humor while shining light on serious issues of his time. The themes featured in this play are still relevant today, and I found this to be enjoyable. As a feminist, however, I was disappointed when Kate retreated into herself and became a tame woman. Her long-winded speech hinted at her refined control, but her acts expressed a submissive lifestyle. Overall, this was a pleasurable piece of literature.
I totally agree. I really enjoyed following the adventures of Kate, Petruchio, Bianca, and Lucentio. I was able to comprehend all that was occurring, which made reading this play very entertaining. The comedic relief also provided great sources of diversion. I wish that Kate would not have ended up being so submissive to Petruchio, yet I understand the literary need to conclude the comedy with a happy ending. Bye, Lauren. Thanks for chatting with me about this awesome Shakespearean play.
Bye, Kristin. I had so much fun watching our movie together today and learning about William Shakespeare's famous work, The Taming of the Shrew.